Okay, let's fucking do this. Hi everyone, this is Emil here reading a short, scripted text about something that really matters to me, Niels, and everyone here at DoubleDM. I know this is breaking our upload break, but we wanted to get this out now. I am sure all of you listening have heard, at least in some capacity, about the OneDnD planned/proposed OGL update from Wizards of the Coast. So let's get straight to the point. The OGL is the Open Gaming License. It's a public copyright license by Wizards of the Coast and states the following. In consideration for agreeing to use this license, the contributors grant you a perpetual, worldwide, royalty-free, non-exclusive license with the exact terms of this license to use, the open game content. And with the open game content, this means the SRD, the core rules of D&D. So this OGL, if you agree to it, allows you to create content that uses the core rules of D&D, feels like a D&D product, and also somewhat looks like a D&D product. Obviously, you're not allowed to put the Wizards of the Coast logo just on your products, but you get the idea of that. The license allows all the third-party creators you know and love to create the content you know and love. Now, Wizards wants to change that license with their 1.1 or even 2.0 update, with a lot of changes that are problematic and even harmful to the D&D creator space. Even if the podcasts we create here are protected in a different way, the game of D&D thrives with its third-party content. There have been talks about an OGL change for weeks and content creators warning people of this new OGL. But an article published by Linda Cordega on January 5th on Gizmodo broke the news to the TTRPG community, as Linda has been sent a leaked version of the new OGL. A few days later, the folks over on Roll for Combat uploaded the entire document of the OGL that they received. You can find both the article and the document right at the top of this description. Okay, so let's look at this new OGL. First, the positives. This new OGL takes a strong stance against bigoted content, and Wizards might just revoke your right to the OGL if you use your content to be racist, homophobic, transphobic, or otherwise discriminatory. And don't get me wrong, this on paper looks great, but let's get to what this OGL is actually about. This new OGL is not about empowering creators to create even better content for the world's greatest role-playing game. It's about control and monitoring its creator space, with all that want to use the OGL 1.1 or 2.0 having to register and report back to Wizards of the Coast. You have to distinct your own content so much from official D&D products so that no customer would mistake it for an official product. This obviously is loosely defined. Sure, you can just change the font and that might be enough, but for others that might not be. Who draws the line here? Oh wait, it's Wizards of the Coast. And then there is also a clause that reads, you own the new and original content you create. You agree to give us a non-exclusive, perpetual, irrevocable, worldwide, sub-licensable, royalty-free license to use that content for any purpose. So to summarize, this new OGL makes you report all your earnings and products to Wizards, takes a stack of your money once you exceed a certain threshold that they control, and also gives Wizards rights to use your work or even copy it and change it maybe just a little bit so the teacher won't notice their homework difference. Cause great minds think alike. Now, some might say, why not use the OGL 1.0a and not care about these changes? Well, this new document specifically states that it revokes the 1.0a version and makes it an unauthorized license agreement, and making content created under it unauthorized if not that content moves under the new OGL. So why make this update here? I want to make our stance clear at first. We believe and want to work for an open D&D. This affects all creators of D&D content. While we create podcasts, our games, be it home games or actual play, also run off of third-party content. And this new OGL will hurt that space. It will hurt creators who pour passion into their work and love what they do, most often not even working full or even part-time, just as a side project next to a full day's worth of work. You all know how adamant I am of playing different games, and most of these creators play more than just D&D, or even create for more than just one game. But this new change is gonna affect them and their work negatively, and that simply sucks. Several big third-party creators creators like MCDM and Cobalt Press have since announced their plans to release their own systems, or at least in some way part with creating D&D content. Maybe they stop entirely or only partly. Basically, anyone that uses the OGL currently is activating all emergency plans or is quickly drafting up their own. Some might have the resources for this, others might not. Paizo, the creators of Pathfinder and Wizards' biggest competitor in the market, announced their plans for funding a system-neutral open gaming license just yesterday and basically shoved Wizards the middle finger that way. And yes, the OGL 1.1 or 2.0 isn't even out yet, so why do people worry so much? I mean, it's entirely logical if you think about it. Wizards has shown that they are willing to punch down at these creators, and that show of intent is entirely enough. And Wizards shows no intent of backing down. Wizards wants to control the space, and they will punch this OGL through. Why? Because they think they can. There has been a leak of a video script downplaying and outright lying about this only being a draft, which it wasn't. And a lot more was in there as well. You can find the link to that in the description as well. And this is where I will quickly interject myself, cause hey, Wizards finally broke their silence with a statement on D&D Beyond. As of recording this interjection to the episode that I recorded before this, the D&D Beyond statement has been out for 20-30 minutes, and when this episode airs, it's gonna probably have been out for an hour or two, maybe. And from the looks of that statement, Wizards, in an unexpected turn of events, actually listened? Well, kinda. They are saying it was only a draft and that it was not finalized, blah 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 blah. We all know that that's not true. It also says they had 3 goals. Prevent the use of D&D for discriminatory content. That was in the document. A strong stance against NFTs and Web3 projects. That was also part of the document. That the OGL is not for big corporations but only the small content creators and homebrewers. Okay, fine. Yay, you don't want Paizo to use what you think is yours. Cut the fucking playground bullshit. They then said that there are 2 principles driving this. That their job is to be good stewards of the game, and that the OGL exists for the benefit of the fans. If those 2 were the case and not the actual first principle, corporate greed, you wouldn't have touched the OGL in the way you did. You wouldn't have touched it at all. The post then goes on to talk about the future at surface level, that they will do better and don't make the same mistake again. Yeah, that would have worked last week, maybe. But you had a full week to draft up, and this is the statement? And honestly, it then very unclear talks about taking out some stuff again, like some kind of royalty stuff that is the threshold that they can control, but it doesn't actually say that they will never include it in some way, shape or form. They talk about taking out the policy that they can just copy your content if they see fit, because that was only in there because they needed to protect themselves against lawsuits from creators that think that the work is too similar because they are having new partners, blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, cool. And now the thing is, most of the script after this interjection has been written before the D&D Beyond statement has been released. And I still believe most of it actually doesn't need changing. Wizards have not reverted anything. They are still stalling for time. They have listened to us and have responded, but this is at best the first step. They haven't done anything yet. This statement is damage control. This is them breaking the silence so they can say at least we responded. But it's nothing more. And it's not enough after a full week of silence. So yeah, back to the original script. So what is there to do? First of all, please inform yourself further than just the script I have written at midnight on a Thursday after a TTRPG session while 2 friends lost a Valorant game. I have linked the article by Linda Codega in the description and the leaked version of the OGL plus some more content and also Twitter threads that explain this in more depth by people more knowledgeable than me. After that, be vocal about an OpenDnD. Sign petitions and letters if you're comfortable with that. Talk about it online. Fill in support tickets with Wizards or voice your concerns in any other way you see fit. Don't stop talking about this. Do not let this die. They are literally banking on us to forget this and move on. They don't intend to pull this back because they think they can wait this out. I have linked a tweet by D&D Shorts that shows an email that explains that Wizards and Hasbro use D&D Beyond subs as their quickest available data to track their customers. If you have a D&D Beyond subscription, cancel it now. Show Wizards with your money that you care about an OpenDnD. If Wizards revokes it all and corrects course, you could always resub to them. And if they don't, you just saved money. And inform yourself about new systems. Find new ones to play. It might be that D&D will lose one of its greatest assets, its third-party creators. Use that D&D Beyond sub money you just got on new systems instead. If you enjoy some third-party content, go support the creators of it now. Sub to Patreons, buy their supplements, or just send them nice messages of support. Help these creators in whatever capacity you can. Find what works best for you. If you want to try a new system, do that. But that also doesn't mean you shouldn't work for an OpenDnD if you want to. You can do both. I am doing both. It does affect anyone that plays D&D really. Yes, even regular fans should and also already do care. This is not just a simple story. This is not just Wizards pushing down on those top 5% creators, but just an attempt to control their own creators and the market itself. They want to control and monitor creators big and small, squash those that become too big or too competitive, and obviously ascend to the world's only role-playing game. Two on the nose? Maybe Wizards takes back the OGL and solidifies the OGL 1.0a in some way again. Cool, but is that enough? Wizards made their intent of control and dominance clear. You can do with that information whatever you will. Okay, so why am I posting this today, here, now? How does this impact DDM? Honestly, we are unsure. We cancelled our D&D Beyond subs and won't be buying new Wizards of the Coast products for now. WTF as a show has been system agnostic discussions for a long time, and yes, we often use D&D. Niels and I already talked this through and are willing to distinct us even further from D&D by rebranding the show and the content we produce. What about our actual plays? The only affected actual play that we have is Titan's Call, which is my project, and I will say this. We are having internal talks to switch Titan's Call to a different system for Season 2. Season 1 has been recorded and is already being edited. It will be released as D&D content, but Titan's Call itself might not stay D&D. All our other actual plays will be other systems anyway, and currently we have no plans whatsoever to ever start a new D&D actual play under our name. There you have it. This is what currently is going on in the space. What this means for you, what you can do, and what this means for the content we create for you. And please, just one last thing, don't go around harassing designers, social media managers, or other creators. None of these are at fault for what is happening. Don't go around harassing indie developers talking about new games to try. Don't go around harassing people fighting for an open D&D. Again, it's not singular people in the space, but it's capitalism and the big fucking corporations, Wizards and Hasbro, that we need to be angry at. Check the description for links, videos and threads with more information. I hope I didn't misrepresent anything and will edit this if I found out I did. Until next time, bye bye. You can literally hear how angry I am in this.